Okay, well, very good. Well, yeah, there's the amp. And I'm running the Q175 tonight with line level audio into it. Little 3-band EQ, and it is looking like something else on the pan adapter here. Should sound pretty decent from what I heard testing earlier. Over.
Audio sounds pretty good. It looks like I had a little delay there in response. Huh. Yeah, N9AMI, WA6JKN. Yeah, I noticed a little unusual delay there. I don't know where that came from. Oh well, I'm not going to argue success. It does work. But anyway, in regards to your audio, it does sound full. If I can use that term, I would, if I wasn't operating remote, I'd bring up my high definition SDR and take a look at it. But it sounds pretty crispy, pretty good there, John. And that's coming. You're driving a Swan. You're making a Swan sound like a Rolls Royce.
I am.
Is that what's happening there? Hold on a second. I got to move something over on my iPhone here. Getting to. That's what I don't like about using this software is it's taking up a lot of real estate. All right, back over to you, John. N9 AMI WA6JKN digital remote.
Okay, yeah, you hear a little clunk because I'm using the transmit switch on the SW175 here, and I'm recording here tonight. Hang on, I'm grabbing the camera so I can prove that this is a Swan transceiver that I'm using here. Here we go, right here, and you can see the so for the geez, come on, focus. I'm using just a little Behringer Xenia 802 with a 3-band EQ, ATR30 microphone that I swear by them. Put the camera back here, hang on a second. Okay, 2 cameras going here, and yeah, a little 3-band EQ right into the back of the rig, and it seems to work pretty good. I was pretty impressed by it. Listening back to it on the dummy load and the SDR here, and so you gotta give it a try and might as well show off a little bit. And that's about legal limit here tonight, so I'm sure we might get a call from up the band a bit, but who knows. WA6JKN and 9AMI.
Jay's in there, MWL, beautiful signal. I won't hold it here. I'm operating on the iPhone tonight, and I'll probably turn it off here and go to my ham shack, which I'm at the home QT, so I can do that quite easily. Probably overall it'd be easier, I think, for me, because I can take notes that way in the ham shack. The iPhone is really made for hanging out over the pond or sitting and having a cup of coffee and chit chat where you don't have to write down a bunch of notes and stuff. So let's see, how much power am I running here remote? Yeah.
Man, I am not
full legal limit. Well, not quite. It's somewhere between 1,300 and 1,400 watts operating remote. Digital portable, I guess
that's it for the coffee.
Oh well. Okay, let's get it over to Jay there. Jay, go ahead and pick it up, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing off and go over to my radio. WA6JKN over to MWL.
Maybe I better switch antennas. Not good. Not hearing them too good.
So let me turn it over to George, see what's going on there in Lemon Grove.
Did I hear you in there, Ross?
These guys are weak.
What I've done, and I guess that, I don't know where it goes back to, either Kevin or maybe it's Sean. Okay, very good. Nice to hear everybody, but monitoring in the background, I just got off the radio, had a talk, and then I was doing something, on my computer, to listen to some, music. Someone sent me a, link to, and on it, I did all these updates, from my printer and what have you, so,
The band is very long tonight.
Kevin sounded great on the remote.
These guys are in San Diego. They're not super strong.
John sounded pretty good. And here's everybody. So, over to you there, my friend. I hope you're doing well there, Ron. K6LGL. By the way, Phil's got a mission right now, but it's maybe into next week. So he's not hasn't been around on the radio. He's okay though, I think. K6LGL. W6YEC.
All right, George, W6YEC and the Swan Group, K6VWS. Man, everybody's pounding in here, swinging up to around 40 over on my meter. I don't know how accurate it is, but hey, it's, when it's swinging that high, it's definitely pretty much full quality signal. So, oh man, my ears started ringing. Alrighty, well, let me set it back up to John. N9AMI, K6BWS.
There's somebody else in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. November 6 Delta X-Ray November Mobile, and just tuning around. Heard you guys in there. Sounded pretty loud out here in Southern California, so I thought I'd say hi.
All right. Well, you're welcome to hang out and join in. This is pretty much a loose fit net, I guess, however you want to say it, or laid back. We'll put it that way. Just the Swan. Everybody's interested or running Swan rigs tonight, but I'm sure you don't have one in the mobile unless your dashboard is made out of steel from 1968. But anyways, pretty good signal up here. Name is John. The call is at N9AMI, and I'm located about 40 miles east of Carson City, Nevada, Silver Springs, Nevada. Why don't you go ahead and take a turn, and if you want to join us, stick around, and we just pass it around a few times and shoot the breeze a bit. Go ahead.
Looking up on QRZ, it doesn't show anything other than a picture of Family Guy cartoon, but I grew up on 3897. I talked with usually when I get to a job that says the antenna stuff. Interesting. Yeah, I've got an ICOM 7100, so yeah, we're pretty similar, I would imagine. I think the ICOM is probably the size of, not even the size of the power one, but I got 2 years to go before I retire, and that is definitely on the list. Let's sort of two bricks to sit on the desk or warm up the shack. I'll pass it on. I don't know who's down here, but I'll just be listening for a bit. It's a little chilly out here in Southern California. You guys probably laugh at that, but we're used to warm weather down here. It's been in the 40s in the morning, so it's been down to about 52 right now. I'm in the city of Corona, Riverside County, about 50 miles east of Los Angeles. So I don't know who it goes to, John, so I'll throw it back over to you. Like I said, I'll be listening out, but hey, thanks for coming back to me. Appreciate it. Hope you have a great weekend. And if you need to get
Okay, well, very good. Well, yeah, you're welcome to stick around if you want, but I get it. I get it, and pretty decent mobile signal. A little bit of QSB. The band's kind of long tonight. The guys back in Georgia and whatnot are coming in pretty strong. So, anyways, let's see if our leaders here, Skip K6LGL at N9AMI.
I was watching on TV, speaking to me commercial. I was watching down on my phone here.
I hear they got it in Georgia, by the way.
Yeah, and they're actually a bunch of nice guys, but yeah, they're coming in pretty good here. Anyways, well, I don't know where Skip's at, but we might as well just pass it around, you guys, what we usually do, and just have it at that. I didn't really write anything down. George might have done that. He's usually pretty good with that, but I think it was me, Kevin, and George maybe, Ron, something like that. George, you got a list there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you and Kevin, and then Jay, WV6LGL, and then Ron.
Yeah, those guys are just wiping you guys down in San Diego out pretty good here up here anyways. But okay, well, maybe Kevin's here, he can take a round and we can just go down the go around, you know, and just do our round table thing, and maybe Skip will show up. And he did show up last week, but way after the net. I was uploading the video. I am doing video here for YouTube. Got a couple cameras going, and if you guys haven't heard, I am on the Q175, the SW175 here, but I'm running a Behringer Zane 802 into it, a 3-band EQ, and boy, I listened back. I just tried it for the hell of it about an hour and a half ago, and boy, it sounded pretty darn nice. It's pretty full, so we'll just run this way tonight, and a little help from the Henry here, about 1,500 watts, and I'll leave it at that. But kind of competing with the guys back east from against you guys down in San Diego. But anyways, Kevin, see if you're back. WA6JKN and 9AMI.
Yeah, and 9AMI. WA6JKN. Good evening to everyone this evening. And John, you nailed it. I got the high definition audio spectrum scope up on the computer, full screen, and I'm going to take it. Well, next transmission, I'm going to see if I can take a picture of it and get a snapshot of it and send it off to you. But you know what? I don't think I have to do that because you already have all that high-tech stuff on your end, and it looks very good and it sounds great. So congratulations on getting the thing set up. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of suspecting it's got three adjustments on it.
Yep.
So anyway,
does that mean they can hear me?
It sounds like it's doing a wonderful job there on my end here. Okay, well let's see. Good evening to Mel and Ron. Everybody's got a great signal. George, everybody, and I didn't hear anybody else in there. Maybe I'm not hearing everybody, but I had a good day today. We
Sounds
went
like
over
the
to
jammers
San Juan
on.
Bautista. We haven't been over there for a long time, and went into some of the antique stores and stuff like that. We enjoy doing that. And I went into an old clock shop where they work on old antique clocks. I know George, he's dabbled with these old clocks and whatnot. And to my surprise, he had other things in there, not just clocks. And so I found some ham radio components over there. And so he had them priced really, really well. And they're just little things, like, the big ground nut that has the ring on it. You can put on a potentiometer so you can ground one of the 3 terminals on a potentiometer. That's very popular on some of the audio circuits and the old transmitters and stuff like that. So he had these things all in these little jars. And, I don't know, this thing must have over 100 of these things, and he had a price so cheap. I didn't want to buy all of them because I know there's someone else that needs them. But I did buy 2 big jars of these things, and I probably have more than 2 or 3 lifetimes of these things. So if anybody ever needs the rings that go around the potentiometers, so you can ground one of the 3 legs of the potentiometer, I have them. And I know I don't know if they're available anymore, but anyway, I know I needed them. Okay. Moving here. Over to you, Jay, WB6MWL with a big signal from, I think you're to my north. WA6JKN.
WB6LGL to your south, 35 miles east of Los Angeles. 102 beer, just by itself. Yeah, everybody's got excellent signals. The East Coast is strong. I couldn't really think of that mobile out. I just couldn't copy him because of that. But everybody else is very good. And yeah, I did kind of a dumb thing the other day. I went out and worked in the yard in that wind, and now my sinuses are paying for it. So that's the sinus congestion here, but it'll go away. And so we'll see. There's supposed to be possible rain here tomorrow afternoon or night, I think. So we'll see what happens on that. So we'll keep it going here. And over to you, George. W6YEC, WB6WL.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jay. W6YEC. Well, good evening, everybody. It is a little competitiveness tonight with East Coast, but talking to everybody. And, wow, it sounds wonderful. And, they're under 5. And they're 7. Let's see, and those second get stuck. And, I really don't know how to share and, that's pretty neat. Yeah, the clock down there, yeah.
They've been out for a while to get out, so you got to be on the
They don't want to stop for a number of reasons. He's telling me almost. But he's doing my other clock. It's got a cuckoo clock back. I don't know. So, sit down on the so, that's what happens. Oh, didn't like these radios.
Of course, you never had anybody else.
Anyway, I'm happy. And it's always fun. It's a little bit of work with what I do because if I go on the radio and record, I got to silence my clock. My grandmother clock, I got some, cord in there that I pull it down and lock the thing, and I can turn the cuckoo off. And then when one of my manual clocks is pretty loud, I stop it and then just reset it once I get off the next to my radio broadcast, my recording. And so I have to do that kind of stuff. And then keep them all wound, keep them all about the same time. And that's an ongoing challenge. Anyhow, let's see. What's going on here? We have more rain coming tonight, tomorrow, and Monday. And we get about 18 inches of snow, and we go to the mountains.
Kind of a mess.
And I've got to go up to the mountain, toward the mountains, not all the way up, but in the moment, Monday. So I was driving in the rain. It looks like it's going to my phone. So there you be. Let's see, what else did I have? But trying to get a computer up and running, John, stuff, I tell you. But I made a mistake. I figured it out after the fact. So, my approach wasn't right. I'd never done Windows 11, never, everything was just got me messed up. But the mistake I made is I downloaded my all my data, and they just put it different places. I should have really started with that subscription and make sure I had my subscription on the computer and then download more data. I would have had a place to go to, I think. Anyway, the so busy I haven't had a chance to really get back to it fun. Oh, well, the other night I just deleted everything, started all over again, and it's much cleaner now. So, eventually I'll get that computer working where it's like full-time computer. I'm with that. All right, that's it for me. Let's move it on.
crazy.
Back then, it was hiking.
You're hearing the East Coast also mixed in with the.
Nervous about it, but it worked out okay. I had to find that beat for years, and I didn't have any breath issues, respiratory issues. But boy, my knees are bothering me, I tell you, and it was really hard coming down. So, but we made it successfully, and I was so thrilled to be able to do that. My younger brother had never tried that. Cold mountain down here, so I wanted to do it. My next brother down, so he's the youngest, and Ron, in the middle, he just turned 76. Here I am, turning 78. So anyway, it was a good exercise. Came out pretty good. All right, over to you, Ron. KC6LGL.
Okay, George.
Wow.
W6YEC is the Swan Group, KE6AWS, and I'm on the Swan 350C, and barefoot, and everybody's pounding in here, well, overriding the East Coast, Georgia there, but George, you got the strongest signal, and then I'm not sure if John or Kevin's got the strongest behind you, but kind of neck and neck. At least 30 over, and George and peak of 40 over plus. The old S meter's really making everybody look good. And Jay, you were 20 over, and I took my ride today. I went to the museum there in Yucca Valley, as Mike KM6QQU's got a display going there. They've got displays where people brought in stuff, and it's mostly appliances, small appliances, fans, radios, antique stuff, wall phones, antique wall phones, gramophones, all kinds of neat stuff. So had fun looking at all that stuff. And then, of course, it's also a natural museum. And so I was looking at all the, they got a great collection of all different bugs that are in the Morongo Basin here, and butterflies, and then a real good rock collection, everything labeled. So I enjoyed that. I haven't been to that museum in 30 years, so that was quite nice. And George, a good friend of mine, he used to restore antique clocks. He had a shop doing that.
Okay, well, I don't think he's going to be there, so he wasn't sticking around. He just might be listening out, so I'll grab it at 9 a.m. And is there anybody else that wants to chime in on the get on the list here for the next go round for the Vintage Swan Net? Come on now, this is at 9 a.m.
K6LK.
K6LK. Well, Bill, since you are the Swan junkie, I think you should take a round and send it back to me, or take a turn and send it back to me.
Well, I don't know about my Swan abilities after hearing your station tonight, but anyway, I'll give it a try here. And my bride hasn't given me the dinner call, so you know what that means. But anyway, people are not all that strong tonight.
No.
Having some difficulty hearing the folks. So I'm going to turn it back there to you, John. You, of course, have a very strong signal there. Was at Cube 175 doing a great job there, audio-wise. At 9 AMI, K6LK.
Okay, K6LK. Well, thank you for coming in here, Bill. It's not a Swan Net without the Swan junkie, that's for sure. So maybe if you stick around for one more round, it'd be great. Tell us what you're running. Maybe you're not on a Swan tonight, I don't know, but I guess we'll have to wait around to find out. So I did switch over to the vertical because I'll throw a little less RF into the Bay Area here because we have some issues with people over there. And so that's the deal. On the Q175, a little help from the Henry, and on the quarter wave vertical here tonight. So you guys down in San Diego probably hear it a little bit better. But I don't know. Who knows? The guys in Georgia probably are hearing it better on the vertical, that's for sure. So, over to you, Kevin. WA6JKN and 9 AMI.
Okay, John, N9 AMI, WA6JKN. Beautiful signals. And by all.
George, Ron, and Jay. John, your signal is clean here, and I do see a little bit of a carrier in there, but it's really, really, really small. But no upper sideband, and you look at the spectrum scope. That's the audio spectrum scope that I took a picture of on the bottom. That's how your audio is represented across the. Well, I set it to what 2,700 cycles. I probably should have opened it up more to see if there's anything else on the high end. But that would all be probably useless intelligence anyway up there. But it looks clean, it's good. You can probably, if you look at the picture I sent you really carefully, you'll see that carrier. Let's see if I can see it here. Well, I can't blow it up. I need more than one thumb to push on the picture, so I'll have to do that later. See if it came through. Alrighty, well, let's see. The only thing that is radio related, other than what I mentioned already about those ground lug terminals that go around for 10 counters. I did meet with the manufacturer, the design house, Peninsula Spring, this week to finalize the dimensional first articles that establish the dimensions for the beryllium copper bands for the KW Sugar 1. They're it's in the category of unobtainium. You can't find them, so I'm very fortunate to have someone that could make these things for me. And I went over and looked at the eight first articles were all stainless steel. They were manufactured just to prove out the dimensions and make sure it passes first article. So it did, and now now the copper bands for the Collins KW Sugar 1, that's the bands that's used on the mechanical mechanism to tune the tuning rack with all the slots. So I'm really happy that it's coming along quite nicely. If all goes well, I should have them sometime next week or the following week for sure. And I don't know what the total count's going to be. The company that the drawing was sent to, the CAD drawing was sent to, they have to go through a chemical process to literally etch the copper, because you don't want to machine it, drill it, file it, those kinds of things, because it's it's got beryllium chemical in it. So it's called photochemical lithography, better known as chem etch process. So depending upon how big the sheets are and how much their machines over there could lay out, I'm hoping to on the first production run to get about 300 of these things.
Damn.
So that will certainly give me enough spares to last several lifetimes. They look just like the originals, and they got the same eyelet. It goes through the same solder process. I mean, everything. The only thing different is the material makeup is stronger, and remaining the flexibility of the band, band that goes around the two cogs as part of the mechanism. There's one in the front, one in the rear. Okay, so that's the status there, and I'll have that KW Sugar 1 back on the air as soon as they come in. Over to you, Jay. Good signal tonight, along with everyone else. I'm just glad the bands are settling down for us finally. And I'm also doing something that I'm learning how to do, is that's digitally recording. Apparently my radio has the ability to digitally record everybody, and so I'm doing that. I had a chance to do that with a station I was talking with the other day in Liverpool, England. And he was a funny guy, and he had a big, strong signal, and I said, I need to send you a file, a recording, so you can hear exactly how loud you are here in California. So I did that. I'm starting to learn how to make those kinds of recordings. All right, over to you, Jay. WB6MWL, WA6JKN.
Very good. WB6JKN, WB6MWL. Yeah, it's pretty interesting on the part you're making to the KWS1. I wonder where that nickname comes by, your QTH, or exactly where they are. I've heard of that chemical etch. Yeah, I've heard of that before. Different things, so I can see why you would need to use that. And good evening to you, Bill, if you're still there, K6LK. You're sounding good here.
You better be there, Bill.
John, that's 175 cubes now. Very good. Very strong. In fact, I think you came up here when you went to the vertical. I think you were a little stronger, it seemed like. And George, be careful climbing, at our age. Anything can happen. Boy, there's two people we're still looking for up here at the mountain above me. One on Mount Baldy and one on Mount Iswip.
Okay, back on the vertical then.
Luckily. But the other two, I don't think so.
He is a bit stronger on the vertical, but you can hear more noise usually.
And then, Ron, yeah, I think this storm, according to what they were saying, it might be more snow than rain, and that maybe may have more. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah, and I hope Skip's okay there. I know he had some health issues.
Oh no.
So let me keep it going down there to the mountain climber, W6YEC, WB6MWL.
Okay, very good. W6YEC. Well,
You know, yeah, I don't do that too much. It's been quite a while, and but it was good to be with my brothers. It was a good camp. You know, it wasn't exactly a mountain, it was a peak, and one of the higher peaks around here, the highest in the area here, as far as a peak. I don't know where they draw the line from a peak to a mountain, but at any rate, this is over there, overlooks a lake called Lake Murray, and overlooks where I grew up, and it's got radio microwave towers up there at the top, and then it used to be called S Mountain when I was a kid, since 1955 when we moved out there to La Mesa. Big F on the side of the mountain, which the state college kids would draw. So it was paint. And, you know, be there for, I don't know, 5, 6 years, get weathered, they'd go back up there and repaint it. Of course, then they took San Diego State and made it a university. So, yeah, and they quit doing that. They quit taking the S up there. That's many years ago. Don't sign them the S now. So we call it, its name is, I used to call it, I always heard it called Cal Mountain. And so that's what's been stuck in me for all these years. But technically, it's called Cowles Mountain. So I've been trying to practice change this, so I'm supposed to the acronym. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I did it because you know, it was a good test on the body, and it got saved by men. And like I said, the respiratory part was not was fine. There was no big deal there. It was just in the climbing up the rocks and you know up to get up there. Some areas kind of slippery, and yeah, that's where it was a little challenging. Coming down was really challenging. It was harder going down than it was going up, actually. And anyway, thanks for the warning, man. Oh boy, yeah, I'm trying to walk slower. I'm really trying to focus and slow down the pace. I've always just been, you know, just from this to that, the other thing, and just you know, everybody has a different kind of a pace and way that you think. But as we're getting older, I've got to be conscientious when I'm upstairs. You know, I've got to be more careful than I have been. I just had never thought about it in the past. Just go out and do it. But now I'm starting to think about it. So, yeah, I think most of us are in that place. Anyway, that's it. I don't have anything else. I don't think so. Let me continue. Oh, Bill is still there. K6LK. That's the focus champion tonight. So, thanks for checking in. Okay, I think dinner wasn't ready yet, so maybe after I turn to Rob, I can turn it to you and you'll still read them. That'd be cool. K6BWS, W61.
Alright, George, W6YEC, K6BWS.
Yeah,
Great signal on you. And John, you came up to 40 over on the vertical. You went from 30 over 4 to 40 over. So yeah, that vertical was shooting a signal. And yeah, George, absolutely. Going down the hill is much sketchier than going up, believe me, because I'm doing it all the time. And man, here in about another month, I'll start doing my Saturday hiking. It's been too cold, and I don't want to be dressed like an Eskimo trying to boulder hop and stuff. And yeah, and I think it's your brother Paul, George, that just turned 76. Well, his birthday and mine are the same day. So I turned 76 on the 25th also. So I remember we talked about that a few years ago, that we were both born on the same day. So, and yeah, Jerry, if we do get any precipitation out of this, it probably will be snow here. nothing but rain when we get precipitation. So, yeah, fine business. Bill, yeah, I copied you okay. I think about 5 to 10 over, and of course, Kevin, you were doing about 30, 35 over, and I've etched metal, yeah, I use wax, melt wax on it, and then take something and draw what I want to etch, and then use like nitric or hydrochloric acid or even sulfuric acid to etch. So, yeah, I've done that. I used to do electroplating too, but no more. So, with that, let me turn it over to you, Bill. K6LGL, 86BWS.
Go ahead, Bill. Take it. Well, I guess Bill isn't there. I don't know. Well, try it again. Bill, did you go to dinner? Or are you still hanging around? K6LK at 9 AMI. Okay, no Bill. Why don't we do a? Hang on a minute. Let me turn this down. There's no reason to be running that high power there. Why don't we do? I guess. Let's see. We've been going for about 40 minutes. I guess apparently I'm the impromptu net control. I hope Skip's okay. I don't know if anybody's got any info. What's going on? Maybe he just has some relatives in or something like that. Because it seemed like maybe that's what was going on last week. Because he showed up about 15 minutes after he finished the net last week, and he was just busy, he said. So maybe he's got something going on, family type stuff, which, everybody does. So hopefully there's no health stuff or anything like that. But anyways, we always pass it around, and we do just fine here, right? So, what else? Well, cool on the electroplating there, Ron. That's pretty neat stuff. I never did that. I was always kind of going to try that a little bit. The only thing I ever did in that realm was clean coins with electricity. And, with, the baking soda, was it salt? I forget the recipe I got, but anyways, little power supply and cleaning coins that way, and letting the electricity clean all the junk off the coins that I would find. But anyways, more metal detecting stuff. And cool on the mountain climbing. I do know a bit about that. I've done a fair bit of mountaineering and rock climbing. In fact, I have a pretty good amount of hardware for rock climbing and harnesses and stuff like that. And I will tell you this, my only thing I can tell you is going downhill, try to stay on the balls of your feet. And the reason is that when you slip, and you will, especially if it's loose stuff, it gives you one extra catch-all because you'll go down to your heel. If you're stepping flat-footed, you're going to go right to your butt or smash your head when you fall. It seems kind of funny when you're walking like that, but that does make a big difference. It'll save your behind many times. So, okay, well let's just go one more round, and we'll call it a night, I guess, guys. And I did switch. I went to the loop, but then everybody was saying I was better on the vertical, so I just went back to the vertical and leave it right there. And Kevin did send me a text on what the signal looked like, and I'm impressed, actually. I was concerned if there was going to be any upper sideband, but there was none, so that's good. Yeah, there's that carrier there. It's like 0.12 without the, way less, quarter of a watt or so, or less, without the amplifier, but of course the amplifier brings it up a bit. So that's the best I can get this one, unless I really get into the radio, which it's not high on the list right now because it's doing just fine. So that's it. WA6JKN. And if anybody else wants to come in and say hello, you're welcome to come in and say hello. This is the Vintage Swan Net. and everybody's welcome. You don't have to be running the Swan rig, but just have interest in the vintage gear, and half the time we don't even talk about it. Oh, and I will say hi to N9AMC John and Fallon. He's probably listening on one of the 500Cs that I fixed up for him, and but his antenna's pretty low end. He's afraid to transmit on it. It might burn everything up. So, anyways, go ahead, Kevin. WA6JKN and 9AMI.
John, I'm just going to say 73s to the group and catch y'all later. K6LK.
Well, thank you, Bill. Have a good one.
Yeah, okay, Kevin. Yeah, just 73s to everyone, and I got to get out of here. Got some things to do. So the Swan Junkie is gone. K6LK.
Yeah, 73, Bill. I'm glad you were able to make it back in there for the 73 round. And, everybody, I mean, the bank conditions are just fantastic tonight. Everybody's coming through loud and clear. And I've been waiting for that. I think we've all been waiting for that for quite a while now. So it looks like it's happening, and they have very good conditions. Yeah, I think when I talked to, let's see, maybe it was last week, Skip said that his son was down visiting. I forget all the particulars now, but yeah, they have something going on there with family and stuff like that. So I'm sure that's what he's doing. I know how that gets over here. We get really, really busy going here and there and stuff like that. All right, precipitation. That is one of my most, well, I would say it's one of my favorite terms, but I remember
precipitation.
that somebody had asked me, well, what do you mean precipitation? And I go, rain. And they go, well, what kind of rain? And I'm going, rain, the kind of stuff that falls from the sky. And they go, yeah, that's right. But, is there anything additional that we need to know about that rain? And I go, what are you talking about?
It's acid
And
rain.
this is what was explained to me. Precipitation talks about rain, but the type of rain, whether it's snow, water. Is it snow? Is it ice? Is it water? And I think it was a real interesting lesson to learn there as a young kid, that precipitation is kind of a catch-all term for snow, ice, hail, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And in addition to rain. So that begs the question, and I'm going to let Ron fill us in on what type of precipitation, what form is it taking, or what you thought was might happen in the forecast there. All right, let's get it over to Jay here. WB6MWL73 to everybody, and good to hear everyone. WA6JKN.
Okay, Kevin, very good. Yeah, the band is really good tonight. I was on 40 this morning, too. It was excellent, awesome. So I think the bands are finally, like you say, they're settling down. I think we're going to have a good 6-month cycle. Good. Anyway, 73 is you, Bill. You're probably already gone. But good to hear you in there. And thanks for kind of filling in for Skip there, John. And good to hear the people all the time goes. So that's about all I have from here, and I'll send it down to George. And yeah, I haven't heard that before, John, about the balls of your feet, and I had a friend of mine I used to work with that did a lot of climbing. And he always said the same thing, coming down was harder than going up sometimes.
Yep.
So anyway, I'll turn it over to you, George, and we'll look for you guys later. Have a good rest of the weekend, whatever's left. W6YEC, WB6MWL, 73. Okay, very good, Jay. Good signal, everybody. Big signal all the way around. I think he did come up on the vertical. I just wasn't paying attention, but John got nice signal from the vertical there today. And thanks for that information on the ball. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, that's I'm gonna try that. See how that serves me. And Ron, my brother's name is Ron. Ronald Earl. So I forgot about that. 76th name day, 25th from January, I guess. Anyway, so a big happy birthday to you. And so you're my younger brother. Yeah, we're about 22 months apart. Then the youngest brother is 14 years younger. So, but he lives up in Reading. They ski, they hike, they backpack, all the lakes, what have you. So that's kind of what he does. When he comes down here, he'll get up early and go down on La Jolla and enjoy the water, but they don't have that same benefit, of course, up there in Reading. Although they've got the Sacramento River running through there. So, anyhow, what a nice evening with you guys. Appreciate you being here. Kevin, I don't think I commented on it, but fine business on the work you're doing on the KWS Swan. Looking forward to having that back on and getting that all squared away. And so for that, for this night, thanks for the explanation there, John. Skip. Yeah. All the guys would get concerned. They're not around. So, I'm glad to know it's family, and that's a real good thing. All right. Well, we're going to call it a night for the Swan Net, and it's always a joy. I've sure enjoyed this 500. I've always liked the Swan. But this particular one was such a mess when I got it, and I didn't want to mess with it. Then I had Chris bring it over, and I found the problem, and it was in my power supply, but then fixed all the other problems in this thing. It has been such a nice radio, and sitting here thinking about, the filter thing code. I always thought it was Swan's really, my throat sounded terrific. So this is 500 with no letters. Anyway, and John, I don't know if I told you that digital display went out on Bill's 350. It was actually not intermittent. I felt still solder joints bad. It cleaned right up, worked for a while, and then this time now, it's either saying 0000 or saying 9999. And I've gone over it, I can't find it. It's probably a bad IC or something. So I'm not sure what we're going to do on that. Maybe there's a junker around sometime will come up. But I found a digital frequency counter that I had here, so I put it together. I would take that over there, and of course it won't show frequency when he's transmitting or receiving. But when he tunes it up, he can at least check it and see where he's at and all that. So until we can figure something else out.
Say my knob, volume knob.
73 won it all. Bill is gone, and let's see, Ron, it's over to you. KG6 BWF W6Y.
Okay. Was there someone trying to check in? A Julie and Charlie Whiskey, go ahead.
Oh.
Oh, okay, John. Yeah, well, you're coming in good from South Carolina. We're here in Southern California. A couple guys, one guy's up in Northern Cal, and another one's up in Northern Nevada. So, all right. So anyway, KD16WS here, we're in Joshua Street, and yeah, John, I used sodium carbonate for electrocleaning. Like you say, I think your work is on the cathode, so the gas on the anode.
right now. Thanks, Ron.
On YouTube. Good job there, John, on those that you put on YouTube. Okay, so copied everybody great, and let's see, I guess Bill is checked out, so I'll say my 73, and I guess anybody else wants to take it, go ahead. KD6BWS.
Okay, Ron. Well, thanks, and thanks for the kudos on the wavelength radio there. Yep, I'll be hitting the stop button here and sending it up there, so it'll probably be up there in a good hour or so. It just depends on what Starlink wants to do tonight. But yeah, very good. Well, nice net. And I'll tell you what, if Skip's not around next week, I'll have a pad of paper and be a little more prepared. How's that sound? Well, everybody did just fine. So thanks for the good words on the 175 here, and having fun. I'm actually, I had to put the camera on it to show the folks on the internet here, because I don't think people would believe if they really heard what it sounded like that it's a Swan. So anyways, kind of neat, kind of interesting what you can do with some of these old rigs, and they're just have some fun, that's all. And 73 to everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and thanks for coming in there, Bill, the Swan Junkie, and hopefully you show up again and give us some of your great Swan knowledge. and yeah, that digital display on Phil's radio, gosh darn, yeah, it sounds like a pill, but hopefully maybe you can find one to replace it, or I think I said it before, DDS VFO in the thing. A little bit of modification, but man, probably just one time and you're done, and that radio will be as good as anything else that's on the air as far as stability. But anyhow, that's it from here, and we'll do the upload. And this is N9AMI, and we'll clear the frequency, 73. All right. Oh, hey, and sorry I left you out there, buddy. Sorry I left you out. Yeah, you're coming in good. You guys in Georgia and the Carolinas were just cranking in here tonight. Over.
Yep, I think everybody's already signed and gone to bed, and I was just sitting there going around with the software and heard you guys. Figured I'd throw my hand up and take your agency.
Well, yeah. Well, thanks for coming in, and anybody's welcome. We just run this Swan Net here on Saturday nights, and we hear you guys pretty often. We hear the one fella in outside of Atlanta, EEC, I think he is. I've talked to him before, but gosh darn, if you guys are hearing us super strong, jump in, say hello, or if we're bothering you, we can always move too. We don't want to cause any problems. Over.
Yeah, no problem. I don't think we bother each other, so it's okay to share it that way. And yeah, you're the strongest of the group out there tonight. You're a little over S9 on me here, but.
Yeah, I am running a quarter wave vertical here that 66-foot vertical, so it probably is helping a bit, and about legal limit.
Yeah, well, it's percolating. Okay, well, have a good night, good weekend out that way. See you. Thanks for coming back to my call, and anytime you hear if you just want to work somebody out this week, I'll certainly come back to you. Take care until next time. For a couple of you more, the name is John, by the way.
Okay, John, well, very good, and the same name here is John, so I'll remember that. 73 to you. Have a good weekend. N9, AMI. All right, guys, well, that's the video for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the Swan Net. Skip, where the heck are you? Come on back. I know you got family stuff, but we'll hold it. We'll hold it as long as we need to. So catch you guys again.